everyone, today's quick video tip tutorial is on how I created this thin matting for the happiness image that you see on the front of this lovely scalloped envelope die box. And more pictures of this box and the cards inside are available on my blog, but just wanted to do a quick video tip tutorial on how I made the finished image for the front of this box. Now, it is using the new Framelits from Stampin Up, and I do love them. They come in 6 different sizes, and the fantastic thing is that they all sort of nest neatly one inside the other. However, when I come to making the little decoration for the front of my box, I started with the small framelit, which is the one in white here, and then when I placed the second next size up framelit behind my image, I'll show you quickly here, I thought that the border was too big, and then when I finally stuck it to the front of my box, I thought it was overpowering. So I started to do the whole, I wish Stampin' Up had provided a framelit in between that size, and then I thought, no, hang on a minute, I think I can fix this. I love what we've got, but I remembered, and most of you might too, remembered the tutorials, and I use it all the time, about how to create a matting border for this lovely decorative label punch that is out there. If you haven't seen it and you don't know what I'm talking about, have a quick search on YouTube for how to create a mat for the decorative label punch, and there's heaps of tutorials, there's photograph tutorials on how to do that. So I remembered that we could do it with this punch, so I thought, well, there's no reason why I can't use the same principle and apply it to our framelit. So that's exactly what I did. So I didn't use the next size up. So what I went ahead and did was created 2 of these small framelit shapes in the Island Indigo to use as the matting for the image. And basically it just requires some cutting and trimming to get the matting that we require. So on the first one, what I did was I just did a quick snip from one, preserving this one little scallop at the top here, and cut diagonally through the first one, so that it also has the little scallop preserved on the long edge. And so then all it's a matter of doing is cutting out and away that little middle section, and the same thing here, cutting out and away that little section. So the first one is 2 side bits with the little bumps on them, and then you get rid of the little ends, which are just round ends. On the second one, we want to have the little scallop lumps on those as well. So this time we cut on the other side of the scallop, and you cut through diagonally that way. Now I'll do a close-up of what I've done so that you can actually see. But basically on one cut, we're keeping the little scallop bumps on the long edge, and then on the other shape, we're keeping the little scallop bumps on the short edge. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit and just give you a quick shot, a screenshot at least, so that you can see what I'm working with here. So these are the pieces that I've cut out. So this one here, I've got the little scallop bumps on these long edges, and these ones I've got them on the short edges. So we don't want these pieces, so they can get thrown away. And on this one, we don't want these pieces here, we can throw them away. Okay, so that's what now we're working with to put onto the back of our little image here. Glue on the back. I start with the 2 long sides. So place them on to your to the back of your image with a nice just little border at the top, and a little border at the bottom. And then what you need to do is apply the last 2 sides. Now, unlike your decorative label punch, you actually will end up with what I call a little double bump around the scallop edges, but you really can't see it. I'll zoom right in and show you what I mean once I get this stuck down and positioned. I don't think it's too noticeable, and I like the end effect. Now let me just zoom in here and show you what I mean. When you glue it down, see how there's a little sort of divot there? It's like a double bump, because the bump from the top edge sort of ends halfway in that scallop, and the second one ends that you apply on the side ends halfway in as well. So you end up with a little sort of double bump little look to the rounded corners. There might be a way around that, guys. Someone might come up with a better way to apply these than I have, but for now I think it's okay and I'm not too worried about it. And the overall look is what I was after, and you can't really see those little double bumps, as I'm calling them. And you do it on the other side. Voila! So now I have a perfectly framed small framelit, and that can be applied for all the size of the framelits that we have in the collection, guys. So just cutting out an additional 2 of whatever one you're using, trimming them up to apply as little borders. So I hope that little tip helps you get a little bit more use out of your framelits. Not that you're going to use them to absolute death anyway, but just another way to add a little bit of colour behind an image. All right, thanks guys, bye.